This is what's just been reported right now, this minute, in the Times. Rishi Sunak will challenge Sir Keir Starmer to as many TV debates as possible over the course of the election campaign. No decision has been made on the number and the format of these debates, but both parties have privately agreed in principle to participate. I'll carry on through this. The Tories are keener than Labour for several debates, apparently, largely because they are behind in the polls, so they have more to gain, and they believe that Sunak will outperform Starmer. Labour wants to limit the number of debates to 1 or 2, and will probably insist that they are head-to-head events rather than including other party leaders. I think this is a fascinating little snippet of information that's coming out now. This is looking like the format of the TV debates over the course of the next 6 weeks. Labour apparently want just 1 or 2. They want them to be head-to-head. The Tories seem to be saying we'll just do as many as possible all the time. Mark?
Well, as many as possible. I suppose you could do 3 a day, right? You could do 100 or more. You're quite right there. The reading here would be, generally speaking, in all elections, in all countries, if you're a long way ahead, you don't want to take risks. That's what I've said Labour will do for the next 44 days. They will try to get through these 7 weeks without saying anything, basically. From Sunak's point of view, he's decided to spin the wheel on going early. He wants to spin the wheel as many times as possible. I think he might do quite well in those debates. And you know, because, going back to Rebecca's earlier point, because he's starting from a low base. So I'd expect there to be more than 2, by the way. The interesting thing is, how can they keep out all of the minor parties? I mean, I don't think any other party is consistently
Well, they don't want to be
on
in a platform with Nigel Farage.
No, they sure don't.
That's the thing.
And no other party, I think, is polling consistently more than about 11%, so they might be able to get away with that as well. They're probably a minor party debate for broadcasters. But if I was running the Conservative comms machine, I'd be trying to go for 6 debates and hoping I could get 3 or 4.
I would say I think there's a mistake on 2 fronts. One is that on 6 you lose your viewership very, very quickly because it will be mostly the same stuff. You want event television and you want to really smash it once, maybe twice. But also, Keir Starmer is a very, very sharp legal mind. This is what he did for a living for years. He was a prosecutor. So I think the idea that he wouldn't be good in a debate might be misplaced. And I think he is more limited at PMQs. I think you might find him very good.
But the point with Rebecca is not so much the nerds like me who will watch every minute of every debate.
Yeah.
It's whether, and you might be right, perhaps Starmer will not make a single error, but were he to drop the ball, you get that
one
clip
bad
over
line
and over and over again, even if nobody watches.
For me, I think it's obvious. The bad stuff about the Tories is already baked in. People have made their minds up what's bad about the Tories. Labour have been very quiet on certain things, and if they get exposed on TV, on immigration, on the gender nonsense, it could blow up to a huge audience.
Well, I think the foreign policy thing as well. I'll be honest with you. I really do think that the foreign policy thing, especially when it comes to what's going on in Israel at the moment, whether or not Labour is seen to be caving into the quotes-unquote Muslim vote, the pro-Palestine law. It was really interesting, actually, that one of the key figures behind the Muslim vote, and when I say that, I mean literally the organisation called themuslimvote.co.uk. As soon as Keir Starmer came out and did his speech, they quote-tweeted it, and above that it said, "The Muslim vote starts now."